Okay, it looks like we are live and coming up on 3 minutes early. 3 minutes early. So for once, we're starting on time. And it was actually an optimistic start time at that, a 3:30 start time. And I'm wearing the 005 Stunner. And we're going to do a special show. This is a hot or not special. And you remember those websites where there was one, I think, called Hot or Not, where you had two females and you picked which one was hot and which one was not? We're going to do that with watches because there's still a problem with a lot of ugly watches out there, folks. I have to say, a lot of ugly watches. Oh, let me see if I can pull this video up here on my iPad. Forgot to do that. Where you had two. And I have a thumbnail with an ugly watch in the middle and two attractive watches on either side on this particular video. And it's a big problem. It's a big problem with ugly watches out there. A lot of them, folks. And some people are spending a lot of money on ugly watches. So we're going to try to do an intervention here. And if you have a question about an ugly watch, if there's a watch you're thinking about buying and you think it might be ugly, let me know in the chat and we'll look it up and we'll let you know if it's hot or not. So there's a hottie right there. That's the Grand Seiko Stunner. Is it SBGA 231? I think that's the model. Anyway, that's the titanium dive watch, the titanium Stunner, also referred to as the Titan. And that is a beast and super comfortable on wrist because of the titanium, because of the finishing and the shape of the case and so on. That is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Speaking of hot, here's the 005 Stunner. This is a Grand Seiko GMT. Let's switch over to a close-up view. An absolute stunner. Stunners in the house. Okay. And this one, because it's only about 10 millimeters thick, will slip under even a tight French cuff like this one. It will disappear under the cuff if I want it to, as you see right there. Okay, so that's the use case for a thinner watch, is to be able to get it underneath that tight French cuff, which my French cuffs tend to be kind of on the tight side. I like them that way, though. But that's the way. That's why you need a dress watch to be able to slip underneath there. Carlos is in the house. Carlos has a very attractive Calatrava dress watch. And if he'll put the model number in the chat, maybe we'll pull up a picture of that. That's definitely considered hot. Chaytown, California, in the house. And I wonder if he's wearing a hottie or not. Hot or not. Okay, so let's get into it. I pulled up a few articles here. This is just... You can't make this stuff up, folks. This is too much. This article... This article is by an organization called Beautiful Life, an online magazine. Beautiful Life, right? Fashion, design, luxury watches, the most beautiful and spectacular models. Are you kidding me? Talk about people that have absolutely no taste. Okay, before we go to that article, we're going to pull up the 5196J. I'm going to pull that up. Give me a moment here. Give me a moment. And J, I know, means it's 18 karat yellow gold stunner. And so let's pull up images here. Dun, 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 dun. I wonder if this is it. Yeah, this is it. Okay. And this is actually on the Patek website. So this is the stunner. The stunner. Look at those lugs. Look at the gorgeous shape of that case. Just take that in for a moment, because we're going to talk about watches that are hot or not. This is hot. Hot. Look at the shape of that case. Look at those lugs. Just study that for a moment, folks. Take it in, puppies. Take it in, because we're going to show you some watches that are ugly. Now you know what a gorgeous looking watch looks like. Let's see. I do not wear it while I'm in the pool. Okay, I would not recommend wearing that in the pool. I would not recommend that. Okay, so. Oh, wait. Did I lose it? Oh, wait. Oh, did I used the wrong. Give me a moment here. I lost my article. So give me a moment. Oh, what happened here? Oh, no, I didn't lose it. Okay, Beautiful Life. Here it is. Okay. Can't make this stuff up, folks. Beautiful Life online magazine, right? It's supposed to be experts on beauty, style, class. Look at these watches. First of all, look how thick that puppy is. You talk about a watch that would be a disaster to wear, right? And not what I would call attractive, okay, from the side view. But look here. Now, you know, I guess some people might find that attractive, but I find it gaudy and obtruse. I think it would just pass. I think we would call that one ugly. I think we would not go for that one. Okay, let's keep going. Now that's just downright ugly. That's just not even a judgment call, folks. That's just objectively ugly. Okay, so let's pass on that. And by the way, these are the experts on beauty and style and elegance, right? Look at that thing. Look at that chunk of garbage that somebody would put on their wrist. Can you imagine wearing that? Can you imagine? And look at this puppy here. Who in their right mind would wear that gaudy thing? I don't think so. Okay, let's keep going. And look at this. Talk about bringing ugly to a whole new level. You know, a Bugatti sports car is pretty attractive, right? But that is ugly. Okay, so we would pass there. Now, these are experts, by the way, on style and class and elegance. Okay, let's keep going. Now, can you take a Datejust and just kind of ruin it? Can you just kind of just screw up a Datejust? Yeah, you can, right there. You can make it gaudy and unattractive, flashy. And first of all, ladies' Datejust should have the Jubilee on it in the first place. So no, that is a fail. That is on hot or not. That would come under not. No, we would just pass on that. Now here at least they've got the Jubilee, but they managed to find a dial for a Datejust that is ugly. Ugly. They managed to take a beautiful Datejust with a white gold bezel, steel Datejust with a white gold bezel, gorgeous watch, right? And they managed to pick a hideous dial and put that on it. So that's how you can screw up even a Datejust. Now here's some ugly watches. Yep, that would not be a good move. I don't like the way the strap is connected to the case. It's just no. It's not the way to go. It's not the way to go. Just pass on these. Okay, pass on them. And here's another ugly one. No. Just pass on that. Pass on that. Let's keep going, and it gets even worse. Look at that ugly puppy. Would you want that puppy, that ugly puppy, in your stable? I don't think so. I don't think it would be a good move, folks. Under any circumstances, I think I would pass on that. Okay? Pass on all these. And here we go. When you just thought it couldn't get any uglier, we're just going to go ahead and just raise the ante and put real ugly lugs on that look like they were just like slapped on with super glue. And we're going to get the ugliest style we can find with all kinds of junk going on. And we're going to call it something, real fancy, like a tourbillon or something, or some sort of nomenclature. And then we're going to put a high price tag on it. And all of a sudden, people are going to swoon all over an ugly watch. Ugly. Pass on that. pass on that. Just take a full pass and just don't even pass go. Just leave it. That's zero, number one of 100. Thank God they only made 100 of those things. Yeah, we'll pass on that. Okay, let's keep going. Oh my God, you didn't think it could get any uglier? You really didn't think so? Remember, these are the experts on beauty. This is beautifullife.info. Folks, what is going on here? What is happening to people's taste? Is there no style? Is there no grace? Is there no class? Where are we? Early here in Melbourne, and fine. Tim is in the house. Let's see. What do you think of Blancpain 50 Fathoms? Bath Escape, ugly or not? Okay. We will check it out. We will check that out and see. Let's see. Okay, so the 5071-110. 71-110. Oh, it's not coming up under that. Let's do a time check while I try to find this. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm just going to pull up the Bath Escape and see what images come up here. Okay. Okay, so I've seen these watches in general before, and I mean I think they're okay for the money. Personally, I would probably buy a an older pre-ceramic sub, or for half the money, I would just buy a 231 Stunner, and I think I'd have a better watch. So yeah, but no, it's certainly not an ugly watch. Certainly not an ugly watch. The Blancpain. Okay, so let's see what else we've got here. What's up with Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin pumping? I thought maybe it was pumping. Let's check. Let's see what's happening. I guarantee you there's going to be a bunch of people selling when it hits 10,000, if it hits 10,000. There'll be a lot of people taking profits, but I can't get this to reload to see what the current price is. I think it was it was above 9,800 earlier. I think it was pumping a little bit, but anyway, I don't know what it's doing now. But yeah, it's going to be, I would think there's going to be a little bit of a sell-off if it hits 10,000. I think there's going to be some people taking profits. I will not be selling anything. I'm holding with a strong hand. I sent you a pic on your email. Is that watch hot or not? We'll take a look in a minute. Can you show the picture? I will. The date just blue dial could be nice and a lady. Yeah, I would pass on that. Let's see. Tim is in the house. Is it too early in the morning for me to see these shockers? Any new pics of Brie, the lovely Brianna? Yeah, I've got a lot of pics of Brianna. And she's been releasing some on her social media. You should follow Brianna. She's been releasing photos almost every day. I don't release them that often on my social media. I've got a lot of other things I'm doing, but she is trying to release photos every day. I advised her that she should release photos every day, and we took a lot of pictures, so she's got a lot of pictures to release. Let's see here. Ugly and unreadable. Craig, I'm interested in the 9F GMT. What are the hands and indices made of? Is there a risk of moisture building up on the dial side of the watch during battery changes, causing corrosion? I don't think so, because the battery area is separated from the movement. That's one of the keys to the 9F construction. So I don't think you're going to have a problem with that. And I haven't heard that there's a problem with that. And I know we would hear about it if there was. What are the hands made of? Steve can help you out with that. I believe it's something like brass, plated brass or something. I'm not sure exactly what it's made of, but they're not like gold like the Rolexes, but it's very rare for there to be a corrosion problem on them. Usually there's some kind of water got into the watch or something to cause a problem, but generally speaking, they hold up really well. But Steve is a great source. I would talk to him and get some information on that, but I think that you would be fine. I don't think you'd have any problems with that. Balpan in general are nice. Do not know that. I don't know what you mean by that. I thought style and class for products that were kept simple. Tim in the house. All of those are so bad. Okay. Triple date. No way. Okay. It's triple date annual calendar. Going way past 10K, Craig. It's past 10K now? No, it's not past. I don't think so. I think it's 9,800 and something. On my on Coinbase Pro, that's what they're showing. So I don't think it's past 10K yet. Those experts probably also think neck beards are also beautiful. I'm coming out to see Brianna. Yeah. Tell her to hit me up. Thanks, Craig. Yeah, absolutely. You should if you're in the area, you should rendezvous and have a luncheon or something with the lovely Brianna. Tell her you know me. Tell her you're a fan of the show, and I'm sure that can be arranged. Very nice young lady. Okay, so let's get back to, first of all, let's go to my email and check that image that was sent. See if it's here. Oh, that's not it. That's not it. Okay, here it is. Photo for the show. All right, let's see. Oh, well, come on. This is a good-looking watch. Yeah, okay. Let's see here. Yeah, my goodness. My goodness, it's a Grand Seiko spring drive. Yes, that's a stunner. Absolutely, that is that would qualify as a hot as opposed to not. Yes. Tell her to hit me up. That's not how it works. You hit her up. The guy pursues the gal. This is how this works. Okay, we're a little bit old-fashioned, you know. She's not going to go after you. That's not the way it works. That's not the way a lady operates. And Brianna is a lovely lady, so you have to woo her. You have to go after her. I'll take a regular Datejust over all the noisy watches. Yeah. I'd say the simpler Rolex watch is the better. Cheat Town in the house. Okay, so let's go back to this article. There's more, folks. There is more. So here's where we left off. I said, do you think it could get any worse? I said, here we go. All right, so let's keep going. All right, let's keep going. Look at that ugly thing. Let's just throw like a bulge on the case and some really ugly lugs. Let's see if we can make it thicker than it needs to be. Let's just see how ugly we can make a watch. Let's give it skeletonized hands while we're at it, for no good reason. Yeah, no. We're just going to kind of pass on that. That would be in the not category. And here we are. Let's just really just figure out a way to make it as ugly as possible. I mean, I've seen uglier, but not often. Let's keep going. And let's take a beautiful gold case. Of course, those lugs I don't like. It's a little thicker than it needs to be. And let's just kind of screw it up. Let's screw it up with a real busy dial. Let's just see if we can make it gaudy. Take a nice watch and make it gaudy. There, we can do that. And here's another example of let's just make it too gaudy. Just ruin a precious metal watch. And look at this thing. I mean, are you kidding me? These people, this has to be trolling. They have to be trolling us. How ugly can you make a watch and call it beautiful? Oh, come on, people. Come on, you can't actually think that that's attractive. Look how thick that watch is. It would look horrendous on wrist. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, boy. How to take a chunk of 18 karat gold and screw it up. And look at this ugly thing. Oh, but I can see the movement. I can see through. I can see things moving and stuff, and it's real complicated. Yeah, but it's ugly. It's ugly. That would look terrible on wrist, folks. People would think you were a goofball. Now look at this. Look at this. Come on. These guys have got to be trolling at this point. They cannot actually think that that is a beautiful timepiece. Come on, people. You're pulling my leg here. This is an absolute troll, this article. Beautifullife.info. Come on. Somebody set this up. Let me know in the chat. Did you all set me up on this one? What the heck is going on here with people? Okay, let's see. Money Cash says, LOL. Craig, do you think there's any likelihood that GS will make the 9F GMT in titanium eventually? I don't believe there are any titanium 9F watches in the catalog. I don't know, but I think it would be super cool if they did that. I think it would be super cool, but I doubt it. I doubt it. And it wouldn't help if I suggested it to them because they don't pay attention to anything I say. So there's that. They won't even get an 002 in the country for me to look at. I can't even look at one, for gosh sakes. What do you think of the Rolex? I'm not bitter, though. What do you think of the Rolex Yachtmaster 40 in Everrose Gold with diamonds set on the dial? Not sure. Yeah, I would pass on that, Tim. I would just get a straight-up Yachtmaster. I like the one with the blue dial with the platinum bezel. That's a gorgeous watch. You don't have to screw it up with any. You don't have to make it more gaudy. The VC is a piece of art. That Vacheron Constantin is a piece of art. Ugly art, yeah. Ugly. Those watches look like McMansions for your wrist, and they belong in the 2000s housing bubble, G-Town, California. Complicated, but a human feat. Yeah, well, they can keep it. See, there are some complicated Pateks out there that are really gorgeous, that are done in an elegant, classy way, and they're complicated, and they're really super cool. These watches I just showed you do not fall into that category. What about the Pepsi? Pepsi is absolutely, that's hot. That would be in the hot category. Hot, hot, hot. Let's see here. Okay, Brianna is in the house. Somebody asked about Brianna earlier, and she is in the house. And you can find out all the links for her at briefitdance.com. briefitdance.com. Be sure that you follow all her social media. Don't complain about not being able to see her photos if you're not following her. It's your own fault. And inside tip here. If you go to her Patreon and sign up as a $25 Patreon, you're going to be able to see some really cool pictures. Some really cool pictures and videos that nobody else can see. You have to be a $25 Patreon. So get up off of some of those dimes instead of giving a lot of money over to the beg streams. You know, support a young lady that's building her brand, and she will reward you with some special content, specialized content for you. Hey, Craigster, if you don't mind, tell us a good Rolex story from your experience. Okay, I'll tell you a good Rolex story, absolutely. Carlos says hello to Bree, and Bree says, how are you? Bree, put your URL in the chat. Put your whole URL in there. So they can click on it and they can follow you and all that kind of good stuff. Craig, do you think Rolex hit the Yachtmaster with the ugly stick when they put a black ceramic bezel and rubber strap? Yeah, I would pass on that whole deal. I would just go with a regular Yachtmaster, and I would skip on the Yachtmaster 2 as well. I'd just kind of skip that. And Kyle sent me an email. Very tempting, but I'm saving up for a Submariner. Okay. Well, I think supporting Brie is a better move than a sub, but that's just my take on that. Kyle sent a link. Let's pull it up and take a look here. He wants some information. Okay, here's a spring drive. I would definitely talk to Steve and see what he has. I don't know if these people are actual ADs or if this is gray market stuff, but I would talk to Steve and see if he'll throw his hat in the ring and get you one with box and papers and everything. Maybe he can even match that price. I would definitely talk to Steve about that one. Steve, littletreasury.com, littletreasury.com. If you don't know who he is, definitely check out Steve, the Stevester. Let's see here. Okay, Rolex story. So I touched on this story a little bit yesterday. There was a jeweler in Chevy Chase, Maryland, that had and they were an AD back in the day, and they had a white gold date 8, and they'd had it for like 3 years, and the price, they had not changed the list price on it. It was the 3-year-old list price. You know, Rolex had price increases, but they kept it at the price it was originally priced at. And so I went in with cash money and I offered them 40% off. It was a white gold date 8. I offered them 40% off, and they took it. And so I ended up with a white gold date 8, even though I really didn't want one. I only like 18 karat yellow gold date 8s. It was just, I just couldn't pass it up. And I had it for about a year, maybe a little less. And I sold it to the owner of Capital Porsche Audi. He bought it, and he was happy to have it. But that was the first new date 8 that I bought. After that, I bought 2 others, but that was the first one that I bought. And I had a used one before that, an 1803 that was like 10 years old. It was about a 1966 model, so it was more like 15 years old when I got it. That was my first date 8 with a lot of stretch in the bracelet. And that was in about 1980. My first Rolex I bought in about 1978, was a Datejust with an engine turned bezel. So that was in 1978. So yeah, let's see here. Yeah, Brie rocks. Okay, Craig, do you remember when MGBs got those horrible black rubber bumpers? Yeah, I was selling them. It was 1979, I think, right around in there. I was actually working at a dealer that sold. I had a TR7 was my demo at the time, and yeah, we were selling those, and I believe it was about 1979, right around in there. Yep, I remember that. Let's see. That's what the Yacht Master with the ceramic bezel and rubber straps reminds me of. Refit Dance put her link in the chat, folks. No excuse now for not going and following her on social media. Would a Patek 5396 be considered an ugly watch? Let's pull it up here. Let's see here. So it looks like it comes in yellow gold and rose gold. Okay, so now that's a 5140. So 5396. How come I'm not finding one here? Here's one. Here's a G. 5396G. We pull this up and then I'll switch to it if I can get it to load in here. Okay. Whoops. There. Okay. So, no, I think that's attractive. I think that's okay. That's not over the top, crazy. I would want the J version. I would want the yellow gold version. And the lugs are not ugly. They're not the best that I've seen on a Patek, but it's I don't know if it would be my first choice, but I would definitely not call it ugly. I would call it a maybe. I'd have to see it in person watch. But I think there are better options even for Patek. Yeah. Okay, so best thin dress watch, 38 millimeter, 39 millimeter, under 5K leather band. Horse in the house. Under 5K. I'll tell you what, if you do some searches on eBay, there are a lot of Grand Seikos with the 9F movement that are like 10 mils thick that are way, way under $5,000. And there's some really pretty cool ones. Most of them are going to be around the 36 millimeter size. There are some that are bigger, though. So, yeah, you might find some dress watches, some Grand Seiko dress watches with the 9F movement well under 5,000 that might meet your needs. I would be all over eBay on that. Let's see here. Apparently, a similar Yachtmaster was worn by the Chiefs quarterback. Okay. Yeah, here's the thing. Here's what we're running into these days. And guess what? This isn't a new phenomenon. This is something that's been going on for a long time. A relatively small portion of the population have taste. The vast majority have very poor taste. And I might add to that, and this is statistically backed up, a large number of these people make poor choices. And the reason I say this is statistically backed up, in these United States, I think we're almost up to 2/3 of the people are overweight. And I think more than half are considered obese. And this is straight up from making poor choices, right? And more than half are broke, have no net worth, are absolutely broke. And again, this comes from making poor choices. So I'm not surprised that people are making poor choices when it comes to timepieces and the way they dress and everything else. They just have no taste, and they're making bad decisions. So let's go back. Cut to a time check here real quick. Let's go back one more time to this article. I'm not making this up, folks. I'm sharing this live in real time. This is beautifullife.info. Look at that picture. Okay, let's keep going. I mean, how ugly can it get? They probably think that that's cool. They do. They put it right here in their article, for gosh sakes. Look at this. Now, Quorum always made some ugly watches, I have to tell you. Even back in the day, none of us would buy Quorum. I mean, no way. You'd have to have really poor taste to buy a Quorum watch. So, no, we would pass on that. Let's keep going. That's an ugly one, too. Yeah, we'll just pass on that. Here's a tip, okay? If the watch looks goofy on your wrist, if it looks goofy, you probably shouldn't buy it. Okay? That's all I'm saying. If it's a wristwatch, okay, so that's it. I say, if it's a wristwatch and it looks goofy on wrist, it might be a good idea to just kind of pass on that. Okay, let's see here. Hey, thanks. Enjoying the incredible watch collection. Thanks, Craig. Okay. Best thin dress watch. Okay, we asked that. Okay. Thanks, my friend, Sheetown, California. I'd love to chat offline. Could you please email me? Okay, there you go. Thomas in the house making a connection. Apparently similar. Okay, there we go. I already read that. How about the Patek clean, Sir Craig. Patek 5196J. Well, that's the one that we already talked about. I think that's the one that we showed earlier that Carlos has. I believe that's the model that he has, isn't it? 5196J, I think. We'll pull it up again. 96J. See if we can pull that puppy up. Here we go. Now, that's a used watch. Is that a J? That's a hell of a buy if it is. If that's the same one. Let's see what this is. No, this is a 3425J. So it came up in the wrong search. Circa 1960s. But that's kind of cool. It's got kind of thin lugs. Wow, that's kind of cool for the money. Oh, for Christ's sake, excuse my French. I hate when they tell you got to sign up and all this crap. Well, that's it. They're not going to sell anything to me. Okay. So where's a 5196J? Here we go. $17,000. Let's pull this one up. Here's one for sale. All right, there's the stunner right there. 5196J. They say retails $20,900. And I'm not a big fan of that particular strap, but and it looks better from the top. See the way the lugs look shaped from the top than it does from the side. But again, I'd have to see it in person. Before I would buy anything like this, I'd have to see it in person. But yeah, I think that's that's on the hot side. Let's see. Make some really, okay. Craig, I have an irrational affinity towards the Hublot King Power Tourbillon repeater. Craig, your thoughts on Constantin? Okay, let's look at some other watches here. I really can't answer all these specific models because there's just too many watches involved here, folks. But let's just look at a few more. I'm not making this up, okay? This is a Watch Time article. All right? And this is some iconic watches they're talking about. Okay? Now here we go. This is the Royal Oak, right? Which a lot of people love. A lot of people love the Royal Oak. I hate to be the one to break the news to you here, folks, but that is ugly. First of all, it's got an integral bracelet, which is a fail. I mean, that's just not the way to go. And a funky case shape. And the exposed screws. No, 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 no. That is not an attractive watch. I'm sorry. Back up. Don't spend a lot of money on an unattractive watch, especially if it's steel and it's overpriced. Okay, now here's another ugly watch right here. Okay, and these are iconic watches. Watchtime.com. These are iconic watches, right? That would never grace my wrist. I would pass on that watch on the screen right now. Just kind of pass on that. Okay, let's keep going. Here's another ugly watch. We would take an IWC and let's see if we can make it ugly. Let's put some like bolts on the outside of it and stuff. Let's really screw this thing up, and let's give it a funky strap that's semi-integral. Let's just kind of screw this up as best we can, and there we did. We did a good job of that. And here's another ugly watch. Here, let's take an Omega, and let's just make it look kind of goofy and silly on wrist. And make it look like you can't tell if it's a men's watch or a woman's. Let's just kind of screw it up and let's put that on wrist. How's that go? I think I would pass on that. Now here's the Patek Philippe Nautilus. Everybody creams over this watch. And it is just ugly. I mean, yeah, let's just put a bulge on the left-hand side of the case. Let's put real funky crown guards on it. And let's give it an integral bracelet. And let's give it a funky shape around the dial. let's just try to take a Patek Philippe and screw it up as best we can, and then let's sell it for a whole bunch of money and let people like salivate over it, and let's let people line up to get this ugly piece of crap and put it on their wrist. Okay, so there we go. Am I making myself clear, folks? And you could buy a freaking date 8, either a 36 mil or 40 in 18 karat yellow gold, and wear it instead of that watch. Can you imagine? Can you imagine picking that watch over a date 8? Be a total fail, folks. That would be a total fail. Royal Oak over Nautilus, to me any day. Yeah, I would pass on the Royal Oak too. No fly zone. I would pass on the Royal Oak. It's an ugly watch. Okay, we're helping you guys out here, folks. We're helping you guys out. Here we go. Now, the Rob Report. Watch buying in 2018. New rules on return on investment. And it's the same thing now, 2020. It doesn't make any difference, right? These guys are ridiculous. Okay, here we go. Let's just get us an ugly Audemars Piguet. Let's get an ugly one, right? And let's spend the money and get one in gold and just have just an ugly watch on our wrist when we can get something decent and wear that instead. Let's just go ahead and do that. And look at these ugly puppies along the bottom here. Okay, so let's keep going. He's advising you to invest in these watches, right? I guess that's all the pictures they're going to show. Okay, so that's it. So that's a total fail. That's a total fail. Rob Report, total fail, okay? All right, here we go. The Vacheron Overseas, the Patek, the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. Okay, let's take a look here. All right. No reason, folks, no reason to wear any of those 3 watches. There are much, much better options. You can buy an attractive watch and put it on your wrist. I'm going to show you one here in a second. Let me pull up one that would be a great option if you wanted to skip. Let me find it here. If you wanted to skip the ugly watch and go with something attractive, let's say you wanted a dress watch, right? Bam. If you could find one, good luck. I can't find one yet. Get that 002. Look at the shape of that case. Look at the dial. It's just absolutely stunning. And you get the spring drive, manual movement, manual wind, spring drive in the deal. Okay? A lot of better options out there, folks. If you want something sporty that you can swim in and go in the drink with, get a date 8. You get a sport watch that's elegant as all get out, that is iconic, for real iconic, and you're going to spend less money than buying one of those wannabe iconic watches. One of these puppies. I would pass. I would absolutely pass. All these, any of these you see right there, I would pass on those. Integral bracelets are not the way to go, folks. Not a good move on a watch. No, 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 no. They never were. They never will be. There's the Royal Oak. Pass on that. That's just ugly. It's just not an attractive watch, folks. You wear that and you wear a date 8 and you ask 10 people on the street which is stunning. And 9 out of 10 are going to say the date 8. They're not going to pick that Audemars. Not in a million years, folks. Because they know it's just instinct, okay? That integral bracelet with those exposed screws and all that crap do not look attractive, folks. I'm trying to help you all out here, okay? Look at this. None of these are attractive. Pass on them, okay? No fly zone on the integral bracelets. No fly zone. Get yourself something attractive on wrist. Get yourself something that's comfortable, that's nice and trim, and that keeps excellent time, and that's really attractive on wrist. See that watch I have on right now? That is gorgeous. Now that's only $3,000. Okay? And if you want a sport watch that's stunning, there you go. Get a titanium stunner and wear that. Look at that bracelet. Look how gorgeous that is. That thing's had almost 2 years of heavy use and still looks stunning on wrist. And that is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Craig, when are you buying a Richard Millie? I had a Millie. Where did I have a picture of a Millie? Well, it's in the thumbnail, I believe, but maybe not. But anyway, yeah. Ugly, ugly. And we talked about the men's suits. By the way, who can guess who made the suit that I'm wearing? And who can guess who made the shirt that I'm wearing? I'll give you a hint. They were both made by the same company. And both made in these United States of America. So let me know. Let's see in the chat who's the first one that can guess who made the suit I'm wearing and who made the shirt that I'm wearing. Okay, let's see here. I'd buy an Aquaterra over all of those. There you go. Jaden in the house. Yeah, they make some nice looking Aquaterras. I personally like the Overseas more than Nautilus or Royal Oak, but I'd still take a blue dial Rolex Date 841 fluted bezel and Jubilee any day of the week. Yeah, over one of those I sure would. Yeah, steel date just 41 is a better move. What about Bulova? Brooks Brothers. Carlos has nailed it. Nailed it right on the head. This suit is a Brooks Brothers. That's right. And so is the shirt. Absolutely. And made in the United States of America. Yeah. That's how that works. And Steve says Brooks Brothers. Cheetown Brooks Brothers. But Carlos was first on the draw. So here we go. Here's Brooks Brothers now. Look at these goofy suits. Look how short they are. Look at those sport coats. The jackets to the suits. They look like they're 3 or 4 sizes too small. And yeah, those guys look real uncomfortable because they're real trim. They don't have enough fabric in them, right? Just a total freaking fail. All right, $1,000. You're going to buy one of those suits. Are you kidding me? No, 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 no. Carlos says it's the only U.S. brand that I know. There you go. Well, a lot of them are not made in the U.S. anymore, by the way. So you got to watch it. You got to watch it. So Oxford still makes their suits in the U.S. as far as I know. There are a few manufacturers that still do exclusively. I think some of the Brooks Brothers stuff is still made in the U.S., but not all. It's a very unfortunate situation. Okay, let me see if there are any other tabs here that I have not shown. Trying to find here to make sure that we've caught everything that we need to talk about. And we will show, hey, here's Brianna's home page. Brianna's page, briefitdance.com, and go there and you'll find the social media links for her. We scroll down here a little bit. Some videos on here, and there's the links there to follow her on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, okay, all of those good things, and all her social media links. You'll find all of that, and even the Patreon link. Here's ways you can donate. You can donate some Bitcoin to her also. So there you go, briefitdance.com. Check it out. Check that out. Oxford still makes those in Chicago. Absolutely. Craig, do you think the double-breasted suit will ever come back into fashion? I think a nice double-breasted suit is fine. I don't think it's ever really gone in or out of fashion. I think if it's designed right, and I think it's fine. I think it's absolutely fine to wear double-breasted. I'm not a fan of them. I don't have any. I don't wear them. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong if it's done right. I think they're fine. Absolutely. And as far as the current fashions, I think, I have no desire to echo what the current fashions are. As a matter of fact, I never have. I mean, even 40 years ago, I was dressing conservatively. I wasn't wearing the latest fashions, right? I stay away from what's in fashion because it's going to go out of fashion, and then you're screwed. You got a bunch of expensive clothes in your closet that you can't wear. Whereas if you buy conservative stuff that's timeless designs, like this suit, I can wear it now. I could wear it 20 years ago. I did wear it 20 years ago, and I could wear it 20 years from now. It doesn't make any difference. It's always good to go. So that's the way to go, I think. Conservative styles and designs, and then you can just wear it and enjoy it. Okay, I think we might have solved the problem of the ugly watches. Maybe people will stop buying them. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the chat if you think folks are going to stop buying the ugly watches. I know you do not like to speak politics, but what do you think of the the State of the Union address? Carlos in the house. I think Trump did a fantastic job. I think he's a master showman, and of course that was off the teleprompter. To see his real skills, I mean, that prayer breakfast, that speech he gave after the prayer breakfast, that was all unscripted. That was off the cuff for an hour and a half. And he's a master showman and speaker. I mean, how do you think he won the presidency? I mean, he knows how to play to a crowd, and he knows how to entertain, and he's funny. I don't think anybody in government is going to solve our problems. If anything, they're going to cause problems for us, and that goes for Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter who they are, right? They're not going to do anything to fix anybody's life. If you're going to fix your life, you're going to do it yourself, right? If you wait for the government to fix your life, you're going to be in a bad way for forever. It's never going to happen. So yeah. But he's an entertainer. Yeah, I think he is. I think he's an entertainer. That's my thought on that. I like Trump and how he mastered the media, but has he gone too far? I think he's funny. I don't know how you can go too far. I mean, they're all a bunch of clowns, the whole bunch of them. So, yeah. I really like people that work for a living. That's why I work with a lot of small businesses and people that get out and make things happen and get things done. And a lot of those politicians are the opposite of that. They sit around and have dinners and lunches and breakfasts and meetings, and they talk a lot, but they don't seem to do anything positive. If they do something, it's usually to the detriment of people. It usually doesn't help people. It usually harms people when they do things. So I just assume them kind of like not do anything. That would kind of be good. I think the less they do, the better. Today's fashion is a sport coat plus turtleneck sweater, chino trousers, and Chelsea boots. Yeah, and the sport coats are real short, real goofy looking. Yeah, it's ridiculous. That may be today's fashion, but who knows what tomorrow will have in store. Pick classic suits, and what day it is won't matter. There you go. Is there any chance you could shoot me an email, friend Thomas in the house, T-Town? There you go. That way to make the histories tangible is masterful, but a bit demagogic. Okay. I'll shoot you an email. Okay. Thanks a lot. Okay. Wise words about governmentship, words you don't want to hear. I'm from the government. I'm here to help. Yeah. That's not gonna end well. But a lot of people make it their life to live off the government, and which means living off anybody that's paying taxes, all the taxpayers. A a lot of people are on the government dole, and that's how they get by, and that's what they do. So it's a thing. And more all the time, it would seem. So, when is Clivester coming back on here? He's always welcome. He hasn't really he hasn't reached out or anything like that, but he's always welcome to pop in and say hi. He knows my Skype number. He knows my cell phone number. So there's that. I think we're about done. Let me know if there's anything else in the chat that you want to see or talk about. Craig, there is a company called Freenote Cloth that makes chinos in the USA of very high quality materials and construction. I suggest you look into them. Good to know. I'm a big fan of Bill's khakis, and I know they always made them in the US. I don't know if they still do it today, but I've got like a dozen pair of them, different styles, and some pleated, some non-pleated, and then a couple of different colors, right? I'm a big fan of those, and I almost have a lifetime supply of them, so I'm probably not going to go out and buy any khakis anytime soon. But yeah, it's always good to know if a company is making high quality khakis. Let me grab mine real quick and I'll show you mine. They're right here. So I'm like a fireman. I always have mine ready to go. I've got my belt in place, my money, my wallet, everything. Here's the Sabenza on hip, and they're ready to go. And this pair is pleated, but these are Bill's khakis, and this pair is cuffed. But yeah, very high quality, and they hold up well. So yeah, absolutely. So, okay. Oh, I think we might we might have solved all the world's problems, and we might be calling that one a day. Let me know. Let's see. Do you machine wash or dry clean? Steve in the house. Okay. The shirts go to the cleaners, and I have them starched. So they go to the cleaners, but they launder them and starch them and, do their thing. A suit or something like this, if something gets on it, like if I spill mustard on it or something like that, yeah, it goes and gets dry cleaned. But otherwise, sometimes they'll go years and years without going to the cleaners. Every time you take something like this to the cleaners, it's hard on it, right? So best to have a rotation of a lot of suits and jackets so that you don't have to take them to the cleaners often at all. The Bill's khakis, those I will machine wash and press. Sometimes I'll take them to the cleaners and have them launder them and press them. But again, only as needed. Typically, if I spill something on them or something like that. I mean, generally speaking, they can go quite a while. It's not like I'm sweating in them or anything, right? They can go quite a while before they have to be laundered or anything like that. So yeah, just do the laundering and the dry cleaning sparingly. That way that the clothes will last longer. Even the shirts, I'll wear several times, Once they start getting like dirty around the collar or something or whatever, yeah, they go and they get laundered and done. But it's not like I just wear them one time and then they are off. And I mean, you'll just wear them out quicker than you need to if you do that. So you can usually get a couple of wearings, especially in the wintertime, out of a good shirt. before you have to have it laundered. Let's see here. Freno Cost also makes conservative casual shirts that I think you might like. Yeah, and that's the thing. Shirts, I probably have 150 shirts. I mean, it's insane. I have way too many shirts. And I will still occasionally buy a shirt. I don't know why, but I will occasionally buy a shirt. Like I bought a couple of shirts from Gitman Brothers last year. I did a video on it and did some photos. And I don't know why I bought them. I just like to support them because they're made in the U.S. and all that. So I might check out that. I might check out that company and I might pull the trigger on something, even though I don't really need it. I like to support companies that make things in the United States. Thanks, Craig. Have a great evening and hopefully a nice dinner. Absolutely. Don't forget to subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up and click the bell. All right. Our Wags in the house giving some good advice. Don't wear your shirts until they're fraying and carpet beetle eaten. I do have a couple of shirts that are fraying that I will wear around the house. I'm working or something like that, or if I'm going out doing something hazardous, I keep a few of those shirts around to wear in that type of a situation. So, you know, the reason that contrasting, you see some shirts with contrasting collars, you know, a white shirt with like a blue collar or something, or vice versa. The way that came about is people had, you know, high quality shirts and the collar would wear out and they would take it and have the collar replaced. And so they wouldn't have the matching fabric, right? So they put a white collar on it. You know, let's say it was a blue shirt or whatever, right? That's where contrasting collars came about. It was because they were replacing the collar and they couldn't match it, so they didn't match it. And so it's not a thing that they did from Jump Street when they made the shirt. It's because the collar was replaced. Of course, now you can buy shirts with contrasting collars, but that's how that all came about. All right, well, we're going to wrap this puppy up. Hopefully, my goodness, hopefully this will be an intervention and this will stop some people from buying ugly watches and heaven forbid from actually wearing one of those watches. Can you imagine somebody actually wearing one of those watches? Hey, everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.